Welcome to this segment in the Traditions Tent. Over the years, the Traditions Tent has become a place where people can tell the stories of their lives. Not people who are necessarily professional storytellers or entertainers, but people who have lived important stories in their lives and have important stories to tell. And we believe that stories are important, that we all need to hear all the stories. So today we're going to hear stories from Lisa Derman, stories of the Holocaust. The music you've been hearing is from a book of sheet music called We Are Here, and it's stories that were composed inside the camps and inside the ghettos and then smuggled out. And our own Rosalind Bresnik-Perry, you might have heard in one of the other tents, she did some of the translating on the lyrics, so that's a nice connection for this year. Our next speaker is a survivor of the Holocaust, and her name is Lisa Derman. Please welcome her.
On this very hot summer day, I came here as a survivor to share with you 2 episodes of my survival that I would want you all to take it with you, and may it be a lesson not only to you, but to your children and grandchildren. The gruesomeness of the Holocaust is so well known by now, and it must be stopped. It cannot happen to any people on earth. But what we must learn from the Holocaust is goodness of men that existed in those horrible times. People that were not indifferent, people that were there to help and to try to survive. When I listen to the music, We Are Here, I was in the Vilno ghetto, Aaron and I, when this music was composed. I sang this song in the underground, in the woods of Naroch. And so many years later, I come to share it with you. 1941, November 14th, 1941, I was in the ghetto. I will not much spend time on the ghetto, the barbed wires, the hunger, the killing, the Einsatzgruppen, the special forces that came to kill regardless of age, only you had to be Jewish. They were the elite SS group. They surrounded the ghetto of 21,000 people in the town of Slony, which is Belarus. It was on a Thursday night. They arrived. We saw they were different uniforms, not the same as the guards, and not the same as the army, the German army. My mother, I was one of 3 children. I had a brother of 9, my sister and myself. I was not quite 14 years old. My mother tried to save her girls. And before we were driven into the ghetto, we had Christian neighbors. My mother tried to ask the neighbor if there was trouble in the ghetto, could she send her girls to her? And the woman said yes. My mother smuggled us through the barbed wires. We were not caught. It was luck. Others tried to, and they were killed. We walked to the woman's house Thursday night. It was dark. We came in. She took us in and kept us in the basement. Friday morning, early in the morning, there was a knock on her door telling her that they are killing all the Jews in the ghetto. The woman was frightened and would not keep us. Told us we must leave her house. It was already snow on the ground, cold. We begged her, we cried. My sister, I was only 3.5 years older than I was. She would not keep us, told us we must leave her house. We had no alternative. We went to hide in the woods. And as we were hiding in the woods, we heard some shooting going on in the woods, not thinking of anything. And we ran to hide from the shots. The shots came out from the left side of the forest, and we tried to hide on the right center of the forest. And as we ran to the opposite part of the forest, we came past a meadow. And at this very meadow, 10,000 Jews, women, men, and children, were killed with machine guns. The sight. I am not going to be graphic. What you see, I lived. We ran to hide under a tree, an old tree that practically covered us. We were not seen. A ranger approached us, wanting to know what we are doing in the forest. And we told him that we came to collect some wood for the winter, that our parents are coming with a horse and buggy to fetch us. At first he believed us, let us stay. As he came in and heard the shots and came in closer into the pits, he came with a rage to us that we told him a lie, that we are Jewish and we must be killed like the rest of the Jews. Viciousness of men. Nothing have we done to the rangers. He was in no danger. Why kill two innocent girls? Why not save two girls? He took us to the road. He did not take us to the pits. And in the process, as he led us to the group of the killers that were hurting women and children, and I testified years later in German courts after the war what I have seen. Mothers holding on to babies, clutching them, or the little ones walking with them by the hand. They could not run. Were they to run, they would be killed instantly. In the process, we escaped. He was shooting at us. His aim was poor, otherwise I wouldn't be here to tell you this. And we ended up in a field running. The ranger was vicious, and he threw an axe in the field. It hit the back of my sister's leg. She was bleeding. We had a scarf. We tied her leg, and we ran to the community that we started from. Nobody let us come into their homes. And this saintly woman, just remember, with her hands clasped, said to us these words: "You do not have to tell me where you are coming from. I know. God brought you to the right house. I will save you." The woman opened up her house. It was a couple with two daughters. They attended to my sister's wound. They gave us food and kept us there the day of the massacre. I repeat it to you so many years later. Where did she keep us? She too was afraid of her neighbors to come and find two girls. She kept us in a sleeping sofa. They opened up the sofa, took out the mechanism, put us in, left enough air for us to breathe, and kept us there the day of the killing. I am alive today because somebody cared. Somebody was there to help. Remember that. You have a responsibility to care. You have a responsibility to stand up and to be there when the call comes. 10,000 men, women, and children were killed in 7 hours with machine guns. I lost my mother. I lost my aunt. My father, my little brother survived. They came to kill the rest. Just 6 months later, I lost my sister. The Nazis could not find the people. The people were hiding. They set the ghetto on fire. In the 20th century, Jews burned to death. Nobody was there to come and to help. At no time at all did a fire engine come. At no time at all did an ambulance come. And the smoke was seen from all over the town. where on the other side the Christians were living. Nobody came to help. And if it were not for the help of my husband sitting here, I wouldn't be alive either, because women were not allowed to live. He smuggled me out as a boy, and I survived. We escaped from Slonim. We ended up in another ghetto in Grodno. There's always a question. I speak to thousands of children, not only in the state of Illinois, but all over. I addressed every year the Mount Vernon Conference of Teachers. If any teachers are here, know it's all the counties in Illinois south of Champaign. And I leave my message to the teachers to tell them of goodness of men and what is it that it expects to teach generations to come. I won't be here much longer. It is, my legacy must be left to the younger generation. And it is the Holocaust Memorial Foundation of Illinois, that I am the president of, was instrumental in passing the law. So the Illinois students from junior high through high school must learn about the Holocaust, because the Holocaust is a human problem. It is not only a Jewish problem, know it. It is a human problem. How well we know it happens to other people. And it happened to other people, not in the same scope, but it happens. I escaped. We escaped to Grodno. Aaron lost his entire family. He's the sole survivor of 80 people that he can count on his fingers. We were both teenagers, and we survived the entire episode together as teenagers. We were married in 1947 in Rome, Italy, in this magnificent synagogue. And it is for us 55, what is it, 50? 50? See, women never know numbers.
Remember when the anniversary was, and
Yeah.
you better not forget it.
And we have raised 3 sons, and we have 8 grandchildren. It's definitely a very, very happy appearance ending for us. But I speak about the ones that are not here, that suffered.
You got another 20 minutes.
Oh, I have another. Good. Good. I want to tell you again, goodness of men. The kind of story that I don't know how many of you watched on Channel 11, The Journey of Remembrance, that won an Emmy Award and also other awards, very prestigious award, that tells the story of teenagers that Aaron and I took to Europe, and they went through with us our road of escape. And I will tell the second escape. The second escape took in 1943, in the winter of 1943. At the time, we were in the ghetto in Grodno. Grodno was part of the government part that was Polish territories that was incorporated in the Nazi occupation. And most of the people from Grodno went to Auschwitz, Treblinka, and Majdanek. We escaped the camps. I was not in a concentration camp. I lived in 3 ghettos, and then I went to with the Jewish resistance and fought the Nazis at a very young age. It was time for us to leave because there are only about 5,000 people left out of 28 to 29,000 Jews. And Aaron befriended a young man that worked on the Aryan side, a Pole, that was only 19 years old, by the name Tadeusz Soroka. His name is Tadeusz Soroka. He saved 9 Jews. Aaron and I are among them. And I will tell you how he saved us. We tried to escape. 1943, the Nazis began to lose the war. And there was really a resurgence of hope within the Jews that still survived, that if we survive a little bit longer, that maybe we'll survive. The Nazis are losing. So there was still a very, very vital still community in Vilnius. And we tried to escape to Vilna, but how would we go? We had to go with trains. Not to go in and buy a ticket, but on top of boxcars. Travel a distance of 180 kilometers. And Tadeusz Soroka would be the one that would take us. Tadeusz Soroka told us to meet him in Grodno on the Christian side in the marketplace in a public washroom. There were 2 men and I went. Actually, we were 5 people, but he was only able to take Aaron and myself, and the last minute, Aaron grabbed the hand of a friend that he was saved in the synagogue with, and he went with us. The men walked in the back. Tadeusz Soroka walked with me. I made a contact with Tadeusz Soroka the week before, and he told us that on this designated day he would take us. We walked to the train station. It was evening, it was dark, winter, sub-zero weather. We came to the station. He showed us the slew of boxcars that were going from Grodno to Vilna. How would we go? When the train starts moving, you have to climb up to the top of the boxcars, lay flat on your stomach, and travel, hoping you will not be seen, hoping that you will not be seen by the Germans. We're all lying in a ditch, and he told us that a train will start moving, to run out, climb up on a ladder, watch a boxcars, and you will see some boxcars have ladders on the side that go up to the top. Aaron first was able to do it. Ruby second. I remained in the ditch. And I looked at the boxcars with the ladder on the side. And when I turned my head, I saw that so very, very, very few boxcars were left. And I was petrified that if I remain, this is the death. So I decided to run out and look for the boxcar with a ladder. Well, I couldn't find one. So I grabbed down in front of a boxcar on the ledge, holding on with one hand to the door, not being able to go up to the top. There I was, seen from the outside. What am I to do? I decided to hang on as long as I can. And it was cold. The wind tore my babushka off, and I absolutely could not go to the top. But I still held on. By this time already, the time came that I wanted to drop dead and to get it over with. But I heard some sort of a noise that I didn't quite understand where it was coming from. I learned later. Tadeusz Soroka knew that 3 people took the ride. He found the 2 men, he did not find the girl. And he was jumping from boxcar to boxcar while the train was leaving to look for me. And when he found me still standing there, he ran to the boxcar that Aaron and Ruby were on. I don't know, I hope I don't get a heart attack. And he decided